Shout out to the fam. Welcome to another edition of the Sleep Money Live official pre-power call. I am your host, Mr. Sleep Money. And I know you see it. We back. And actually, I want to start the show this morning with a little something, man. All in the same month. Facebook banned me from lives and being able to advertise on my page for 30 days. At the same time that LinkedIn would not restore my account I have been working on for the last 5 years. There is a concerted effort by the powers that be to eliminate the amount of light that is to be disseminated through those that are chosen to slay the giant. You see, I realized something very, very significant. I realized that I was one of those 5 stones. So when I felt like the Father was, pulling me back. To lose your account that you have 55,000 on TikTok, to be shadow banned on TikTok. This is all in the same month now. To lose your account on LinkedIn with over 500 connections, over 5 to 10,000 impressions on my content, very quality content. To be banned from my lives and cannot live stream sleepmoney.live official pre-power call with myself and Soul Brother in the building. I just want you to understand that the reason the Father pulls you back is simply because you're one of those 5 stones that he gave to King David to slay the giant. You know, at the time, you don't feel like being pulled back is the direction that you're supposed to be going in. But as you're getting pulled back, you start realizing this tightening, this tension that's starting to build up behind you. I'm saying that I'm just one of the 5 stones. So he just began just this month, man. I understand, man. I like, you know, that was serious for me, man, because I was really like, really on a roll, man. I really had some looky loos. I got some real good looky loos. You know, they looking at the moons of the world. You know what I'm talking about? They looking at the planetary certificates, bro. They mouth watering over them planetary certificates. And they had some pullbacks. I just want, you know, I just want to let y'all know, man, if any of you today are being pulled back, start to recognize and understand the tightening and the tension that's building behind you. You know, quite often, man, I come to my people, man, I try to at least every day, man, every day, get you to consider connecting with me and building. And I found out that it's all in energy, because guess what? No one wants to connect their power source to an outlet with no energy. If your lights are cut off, no one wants to connect with you if you have no energy. Shout out to Mr. Michael Al Dalco that slayed it this morning. And I do want to go there, and I actually want to start with a little video from Steve Harvey, but we got the Soul Brother in the building, man. I got my pistol with me, bro. Hey, listen. It's my pistol fault that I'm turned like this morning. It's his fault. Bro called me last night. He said, bro, I got to talk to my linebacker, bro. You on mute, Febo. You got to come on up out of here, God. Hey, listen, man. Pull up, fam. Pull up, man. Like,
let's go.
Hey, man, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate everything you do, man. Hey, man, listen, man. Listen. I love it up here.
Boy, it is so live up
Come
here,
on,
bro.
man.
I love it up here, bro. I absolutely love it up here, bro.
Wow.
Man, man. What Michael Delco was on this morning? I missed it.
Whoa. Woo.
Well, he was live.
He said that money is a doubles game. Money is a doubles game. $1,000 is 9 doubles away from $1 million.
Woo-wee.
Wait a minute. This is my mentor. I need you to understand something. Wait a minute. Wait. Anywhere you put your money, you require your money to do something except the bank and the church.
Ooh,
Listen, wait a minute. You
ooh, wee.
require your children to do something with your money, and you don't require the bank or the church to do something with your money. Please understand, when you see this presentation, you are making a decision.
Mm-hmm.
You are making a decision to either move an underperforming savings into a superior asset or to leave it in the inferior asset. The game is being played whether you're on the bench or not. Brother Myron Golden says it best. If you don't learn these financial tools, if you don't learn how to get your money to work for you, then that means that your money will work against you. Because remember, you made the decision through your inaction not to move your money into the superior asset. And I venture to tell you that immediately when you take fiat currency that's backed by debt from an instrument that is returning you 0.001% and you exchange it for Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Tether, you are immediately doubling that money. You're transferring it, you're unbanking, you're taking it out of a inferior instrument and exchanging it for a superior instrument with a plan. Now, you're taking that Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Tether, which is technology, it's digital technology. It's not even a financial product. Wait a minute. Wait.
Hey, now. Here we go. We're getting down to the meat and taters now. We're getting down to the meat and taters.
Hey.
What it's all about.
Ooh. Hey, listen. Let me play this video. Let me play this video. Uh mm, 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 mm. Listen to me, family. We gotta wake up, fam. Listen to me. Just if you don't mind, just consider waking up today.
Right. Today.
Everybody get 24. Just consider doing your next 24 awake. Let me make sure you can see. Let me make sure you can see. I'm gonna share my screen with you, famo. All right. You can see the screen. You can hear
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
All right. Tenfold.
Grows your money quicker than anything. You can't work that many jobs, to keep earning money. You got to have some money sitting somewhere that's working for you. Your job is to work to make the money. And then you got to get your money to work for you. And and if I was younger, man, if I had it, I would invest it more. I would have gotten a team together quicker at 25 because I did everything myself. But I had to, I was in a position where I couldn't afford. But then a lot of people let that stop them too. They go from one extreme to the next. Look, man, if you don't have the money, then do it yourself. But don't let not having the money stop you from doing it yourself or anything else. A lot of people wait till they get all the money and then I'm gonna do this here. When that's finna happen? When you finna get all the money? Who got all the money? Who what? And you can't wait till it's right.
Yeah, it's never right.
Investing grows your money quicker than anything. You can't work that many jobs, to keep earning money. You got to have some money sitting somewhere that's working for you. Your job is to work to make the money. And then you got to get your money to work for you. And and if I was younger, man, if I had it, I would invest it more. I would have gotten a team together quicker at 25 because I did everything myself. But I had to, I was in a position where I couldn't afford. But then a lot of people let that stop them too. They go from one extreme to the next. Look, man, if you don't have the money, then do it yourself. But don't let not having the money stop you from doing it yourself or anything else. A lot of people wait till they get all the money and then I'm gonna do this here. When that's finna happen? When you finna get all the money? Who, who got all the money? Who what? And you can't wait till it's right.
Yeah, it's never right.
Investing grows your money quicker than anything. You can't work that many jobs, to keep earning money. You got to have some money sitting somewhere that's working for you. Your job is to work to make the money. And then you got to get your money to work for you. And and if I was younger, man, if I had it, I would invest it more. I would have gotten a team together quicker at 25 because I did everything myself. But I had to, I was in a position where I couldn't afford. But then a lot of people let that stop them too. They go from one extreme to the next. Look, man, if you don't have the money, then do it yourself. But don't let not having the money stop you from doing it yourself or anything else. A lot of people wait till they get all the money and then I'm gonna do this here. When that's finna happen? When you finna get all the money? Who, who got all the money? Who what? And you can't wait till it's right.
Yeah, it's never right.
Investing grows your money quicker than anything. You can't work that many jobs, to keep earning money. You got to have some money sitting somewhere that's working for you.
All right. Um, and let me go over to Mr. Darko here. Watch this. Watch this. Can you
Do it
hear?
this morning?
Hey,
Can
good
you
morning,
hear?
Yeah,
everybody.
Yes,
This is
sir.
Mike
yeah.
Dalco,
Live.
the CEO, continuously empowering
Wait
others.
till you hear.
I'm super excited about this live stream today. I can't wait to kind of talk to y'all about this because it's, I guess, headed into the golden years of my life. I'm really happy that this information has presented itself to me. So I'm more than obliged to share it with anyone who's willing to listen. And I entitled this stream Mastering the Money Game because especially in my community and how I grew up, nobody shared the money game. Now, this won't be a long stream, I don't think. I'm going to play one video that I ran across this morning. I'm probably going to stop the video around halfway through, so it'll only be maybe 5, 6 minute video and have just a brief discussion and share some information with you all about the money game. But truly, you can master the money game starting today. You're less than 20 years from $1 billion if you master the money game. This is why so few people have a lot of money is because they don't understand how the money game works. Therefore, they're not really playing the money game. They're just playing
I
the
can't hear
hustle
you. You
game.
talking?
And there's a scripture in the Bible, and I don't want to turn this into a scriptural conversation, but I do read the Bible for a different context than most people do. Good morning, Finest Parks. And I was thinking
Go
about
to
you this morning,
Facebook.
man, for real. We have to talk about that. Hey, Kyle X Brown. I think about the Bible different than I think most people do. I was raised in church, and all my life I read the Bible to learn the rules of spiritual engagement. And just my personal opinion, I don't think that's what the Bible is for. I don't think the Bible is for learning the rules, the do's and don'ts, and how to stay out of hell. I no longer believe that's what the Bible is for. I don't think it's basic instructions before leaving earth. I don't believe the Bible. I don't believe that anymore. I don't believe that the Bible is some book of who's right and wrong. I don't believe the Bible is a book that nails down exactly who God is. I think the Bible is a manuscript that teaches you how to dominate in this realm. That's what I believe the Bible is. I think it's a metaphysical blueprint on how to just dominate in this realm. I think it has historical accounts of things that happen. I think it's also allegorical. But I think more than anything, if you read it with a spiritual mind, it is with an open spiritual mind, it will teach you how to dominate finance. And one of the scriptures in there is this, it says, broad is the way, narrow is the way that leads I should actually just pull it up. I used to be able to quote this stuff off the top of my head. But broad is the way that leads to destruction, and many there be that go in thereat. And narrow is the way that leads to life, and few there be that find it. Now, that's a rough paraphrase, but broad is the way that leads to destruction, and many go in thereat. Narrow is the way that leads to life, and few there be that find it. That's almost perfect. And here's the deal. I used to teach Bible study until I learned I didn't know what I was talking about, so I stopped doing it. And I think it hurt me spiritually. But I'm going to get to this Project 50K. I'm going to show y'all the money game in just a second from a gentleman named Patrick Bet David. But it made me understand that there's competing scriptures that teach you what that scripture does not mean. And all my life, I was taught that that meant it's a few people going to go to heaven and a whole bunch of people going to go to hell. And that was the crude understanding of the early church, which makes no sense, because a competing scripture in Revelation says John saw a number that no man could number, coming up from many generations and many nations, many ethnicities. John saw people in what we would call paradise, finding the good life from a number that no man could number. And that's not a few. It's not a few there be that find it. So that scripture couldn't have been talking about heaven. No. And if you read the preceding scriptures and the proceeding scriptures, it was talking about finding the easy path and how life works. There's also scriptures that correlate with that, where it said, Jesus said there was a young rich ruler who was going on a long trip, and he left his servants with talents. Talents represented pieces of gold, money. And to one he left 1 talent, to another he left 2, and to another he left 5. And the one with the 5 talents, he took it to the money exchangers, and he duplicated it, and he doubled it and made it 10. The one who had 2, likewise, he took it to the money exchangers, and he doubled it, and he got 4. The one with 1, he said out of his mouth this statement. He said, I know that my master is a hard man who reaps where he has not sown. And therefore, I will protect the Lord's money. And he buried it in the ground for safekeeping. When the master came back, he asked of his servants, the one with 5 talents, he said, what have you done with the money? And the one with 5 talents said, yea, Lord, here is your 5 talents, and I have gotten thee another 5. You have 10. And so the master said, well done, listen, church people, thy good and faithful servant, enter thou into the joy of thy Lord. Now, that's interesting text, because the joy of thy Lord was he was a rich young man. And it brought him joy. He lived a life of pleasure and sumptuousness and luxury every day of his life. He never struggled, and he correlated that with having abundance. So, for those that say money and everything, take that. And then he said to the one with 2, and the one with 2 says, yes, Lord, here is your 2 talents, but I also took the money to the money exchangers. I'm emphasizing that word necessarily. And lo, I have gotten thee 2 more. He doubled the Lord's money. And the Lord says again, well done, thy good and faithful servant, enter thou into the joy of the Lord. And so he brought him into abundance. Well, the good old safekeeper, the one that had 1 talent, and he said, Lord, I knew that thou were a heart man who reaps where there is not sown and gathers where thou hast not strong. And he literally defined the rich man, that he made money without sowing. But still, knowing that his ruler was rich and acquired wealth without the labor, he still took the money, and instead of putting the money to work, he buried it in a safe account, a savings account. He buried it in the ground. And when the master came back, he handed him 1 talent. And the master said to him, depart from me, you wicked and slothful servant. Be thou cast into outer darkness. I'm not reading this, I'm quoting it. I should turn my camera on so you can see my face. I should actually do that. I'm not reading this. This stuff is in my heart because I was in bondage for years in churchdom. Churchdom, man. There here I am. I'm not reading. So he said, here's your one talent. And the Lord says, depart from me, you wicked and slothful servant. Be ye cast into outer darkness, where there is weeping and wailing and gnashing of teeth. And then the Bible, people in church say weeping, wailing, gnashing of teeth and outer darkness. That's you going to hell. Well, I submit to you, this guy was being punished for not doubling the money. And so he experienced misery, pain, suffering, weeping, wailing, gnashing of teeth. He was cast out where the poor were. Now, that's a little early morning Bible study, but now let's get into this Project 50K. And before I get too deep off into it, let me read this disclaimer. Let me see if I can pull this up here. I want to definitely make sure that I'm following the rules. So this presentation is exclusively for the purpose of educating our community members and users of our products, services, and potential rewards program found in gspartners.global platform. Every effort has been made to accurately represent the GS Partners rewards plan and its income potential. All earnings and income examples will depend solely on the ideas, techniques, knowledge, skill, and time vested into your independent business. GS Partners does not guarantee any results for any decisions you make in relation to promoting our products or your business. All income examples used by GS Partners are not to be considered average earnings. We're not financial advisors, and we are not offering financial advice. Here are the slothful servants. They take the money and they hide it in the dirt and receive 0.01% per year return on their money. Others put it in a 401k, which is also safe, or bonds, and get 5 to 8% per year. And then others, the stock market, 10 to 15% per year. But there's something called the rule of 72. And when the rule of 72 says you take the rate of return, divide it by 72, and that tells you how many years it takes you to double your money. So if we were to take 5 divided by 72, let's say 10%, let's say 15% divided by 72, this is how long it would take you to double your money at a 15% rate of return. It would take you 20 years. It'd take you 20 years. So again, let me do that opposite. 72 divided by 15. Okay, 4.8 years. Okay, I had it wrong. 4.8 years. You divide the rate of return into 72. 4.8 years. So your money would double at the rate of 15%, which is what the stock market can give you, which is really good. That's why people who understand and invest in the stock market and don't lose money, like a Warren Buffett, they don't lose all their money. They win more than they lose. They can double their money every 4 or 5 years, which is pretty good. If you could find a way to get 6% per month, 72 means you would double your money every year. Now, I'm about to go somewhere. Now, we going somewhere right now. This is getting really good. So what I want to do is I want to show you a way to double your money every year. But let's watch this quick video, and then we'll get into how to find the doubles. Here we go.
I'm curious, since we're going into the rich-poor conversation, what would you say are the top 3 to 5 rules on money, if you could boil it down to 3 to 5?
It's a game. The number one rule is it's a game. You're playing a game. It's that simple, you know. If you look at it as a game, just like anything, you can get better at it, right? Like whatever game you play. If you play Uno, if you play Monopoly, if you play Clue, if you play
Fortnite.
Jenga, if you play Fortnite, if anything you play, you know, you're gonna get good. I remember in my time, I was playing Fester's Quest. I played Zelda.
Zelda.
I used to play Final Fantasy 1, and I would play obviously Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat, but it was also what was the Mario Kart? Is it
Yep,
Super Mario
yep.
Kart? And you know how you would do the three
Yeah,
jumps
yeah.
and then bam, it's going fast. And I would beat this time 32 seconds. I was so proud of it, but I played it 50,000 times, right? So the
Right.
game with money, it's exactly what it is. Once you learn how to play the game with money, then it has to do with timing. Then it has to do with different kind of things. Like, you know, a year ago, I get a call from a guy who needs cash. It's okay. So
He needs an investment.
he has something he has to sell immediately to get cash in return. Okay, because he needs the money right away. So I said, okay. So what are you selling? He says it's the 2 greatest Wayne Gretzky cards. I said, okay.
Signed or unsigned?
No, this is a PSA 10 1979 OPG Topps.
Signature?
No sign, but it's the holy grail. So
Wow.
the OPG one sold in 2016 for $453,000. Okay.
Wow.
And just 5 years prior to that, it sold for $92,000. So from 92,000 to 451 in 2016, and he calls me. And a top sold in 2016 for $205,000. So 2 cards combined sold in 2016 for 600 and, you know.
He has them both.
He has them both, and he wants to sell it to me. And I said, okay, what do you want to sell it for?
He's like 600,000.
Yeah, of course he wants to. I said, I'm not going to pay you that. I mean, you know, he wants 650. I said, I'm not going to pay you that, but we talked about it, and eventually he gave me a number, right? And it was still a number. I had to still cough up, you know, $500,000 check to the guy. But we met at the PSA headquarters. Classy guy, total gentleman. We sat down. Transaction happened. The CEO of PSA came, showed us the poster on the PSA headquarters. I think it's in Newport. Of the card is on the wall. It's the most expensive hockey card in the world. We Wayne Gretzky 6 years ago.
Wow.
So I like greatness. I like anybody
Yes.
that just goes and crushes it with their game, right? So I buy this card. So I buy the card. I don't think much of it.
One card, not 2.
2 cards. It's both of them. I bought both of them, yeah.
Wow.
So the other guy who owns the card wouldn't sell his card for $1 million if you paid it to him. So here's what I do know.
2 guys own the card.
Me and the other guy. There's only 2 of us. Okay. You paid $1 million, he won't sell it to you. So that means there's only one in the market, because it's me, because I'm willing to sell it.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So it's on eBay right now. If you go on eBay right now, you type in Wayne Gretzky OPG, it's on market right now for $1 million, right?
Wow.
What the one of them is on the market for $1 million, the other one's on the market for $400,000. So you asked me for a rule of money, I had cash. If I don't have cash like that, I can't double my money that quickly. So we just talked about 3 of them. Money's a game. You need cash because opportunity is going to come up, and it's a doubles game. So if I put it
doubles
down,
game.
it's a doubles game. Everything about money is a doubles game.
What's that mean?
A doubles game to me is I pay you $1,000. Can we double it in 6 months? No. How long? In 12 months? Okay, no problem. I'll do double in a year. Here's $1,000. I get a double back, right? So if you take 1,000 and you double it every year, what happens? 1,000 goes into 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 256, 5, 12, $1 million. $1,000 is 9 doubles away from $1 million.
Wow.
Now you take $1 million and see what happens if we double it 9 times. 1 million goes into 2 million, 4 million, 8 million, 16 million, 32, 64, 128, 256, 5, 12, $1 billion. $1 million is 10 doubles away from $1 billion.
But how do you find the doubles?
Well, that's the game. That's the part of the game. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So the doubles now becomes investment opportunities. You know, what you buy into. Do you start a company where it has a high value, you know, you can really scale it and finding something that can scale? Do you invest into things that are going to give you 6, 8, 10%, or are you going to go play ball and take the risk?
Gotta stop it right there. I gotta stop it right there. So that's the key. Find the doubles. So I took a couple of notes there. One is money's a game. Money's a game, and it is. We know that money's a game, and you have to learn how to play the game. And most of us were never taught how to play the game. Number 2, you need cash. So you need a vehicle that's going to generate some cash, and hopefully cash without your effort. You don't want to have to work hard for the cash. We got that covered. All right, so money's a game. Got to get in the game. So you've got to get in some vehicle that is dealing with money. The product is money. The richest people on the planet are working in the financial sector, the I quadrant, the investor quadrant, because money can outwork people all day long because money never sleeps. So you got to be in the money game. We got that covered with GS Partners. Number 2, you need cash. Well, if you learn simple referrals because everybody needs money, then you'll be in the real money game because you're helping people solve the number 1 problem in the world, which is they need to make more money grow the money they have, and save more money. So you need cash. So as you're making money, make sure you're holding on to some money so that you have opportunity. When opportunity shows up, you have the money to take advantage of the opportunity. So that's number two. And number three, it's a doubles game. Now is when I'm going to really get excited, and I'm going to show you that we have the doubles. All right, now I'm going to just use this one screen and a calculator. This one screen and a calculator, because I submit to you that each of these will compensate you approximately based on market factors, approximately 6% per month. And that's without compounding. We're not even going to talk about compounding here, even though you can absolutely compound your profits, your rewards with this business. You can. There's Ed Williams. Finally, I was waiting on you, Ed. All right. So what I'm going to show you is I'm going to undersell this tremendously, and then I'll let you get back with the person that shared this stream with you. Ed is sharing it. Finance is sharing it. Heavenly Nails is sharing it. So whoever's sharing this with you, call them. You don't have to call me, because we all have the double. We've all got it, and I'm excited about that. Finally, at this late stage, it's okay. We redeemed the time. We've got the double. All right. Thank you, Miss Velma Jackson Lewis. Velma has the double. If Velma shared this with you, say, Velma, show me the double. That's all you got to do. The money game is so simple. I'm angry that they didn't teach it in school. It makes me feel like it was intentional, but we'll save that for another conversation. All right. So we're going to start with the Hermes. That's the first one with the fastest doubling. We're not going to start with the Artemis. If this is all you can start with, Artemis will get you to this Hermes deposit certificate. We're going to start with the Hermes, $2,000. It's 1,000 max load, 1,000 price, $2,000. That's a $2,000 out of pocket certificate. You put in $2,000 to work. J.R. Reed has the double. All right. Samara Mbenga has the double. She already set up her account. Grace Goo has a double. Okay. So let's grab the calculator real quick and let's look at what can happen with the $2,000 Hermes with the double. So you put the 2,000 Hermes to work. It's going to bring you roughly 6% a month. So after a year, that's 72%. That means you're doubling your 2,000 every year. So year one, you doubled it. It's 4,000. Year two, you doubled it. Year three, you doubled it. Year four, you doubled it. Year five, you doubled it. Year six, you doubled it. Year seven, you doubled it. Year eight, you doubled it again. And in 9 years, ladies and gentlemen, you're over $1 million with the Hermes. Now, that's good. So 9 years to $1 million, that's good. And you can take another 10 years and go to $1 billion. So 20 years to $1 billion from Hermes. But let's look at the Aphrodite. This is 5,000. That's 2,500 plus 2,500. That's 5,000. So if you start at Aphrodite, a double reward. Come on, Ed, don't start with me, brother. 5,000. So if you double that in 1 year, that's 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, and 8 years. You're over $1 million. See, money is a game. If you start with the higher principle, you arrive at the same destination just faster. Whereas this Apollo is a $10,000 certificate. Let's start with 10,000. And let's go year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And there you are, a lot sooner. Let's go on over here to the Athena. This starts at 25,000. And let's see how long it takes you playing the doubles to get to the $1 million payday. So we start here in the first year, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5.5. Okay, 6 years eclipses the $1 million goal. So that Athena takes you to the goal in 6 years. Well, let's start with this Hera, which is my favorite certificate. It really is, because I like the price point. It's $60,000. A lot of people have that. They're just scared to move it. They're scared to put it to work. They want to bury it in the ground, like we talked about in the beginning of the conversation. But if you take it to the money exchangers and double it like the good servants did, let's see what happens here. So year 1, 2, oh boy, 3. In 4 years, you almost at the mark. In 5 years, you almost double the mark. Look at that. 5 years. with the Harris certificate. Now, if you really push hard and come up with, I don't know how you come up with it. I know how I can come up with it, but I'm not a financial advisor, so I'm not offering any financial advice. But this is a 150,000 certificate, and it's got some massive bonuses in it. So honestly, I'm telling you, I'm underselling it because actually this would have a $600,000 in the certificate because you actually started higher. But I'm just going to put 150. I'm underselling it, dramatically underselling it. And again, you can get back with the person. Look at it. Ed is already working and helping people find the doubles. Double. Ed, I'm telling you, bro. I wish you were on this stream with me right now. So 150 in year one, you double. 2 years. Wow, look at that, Ed. 3 years, you're way over the mark. And if you can get to a mill in 3 years, you can get to a billion in the next 9. Folks, it's a game. It's like playing a board game or like a digital game on a pinball game. It's a game. Now those were the low key numbers. Now let me give you the real numbers because if you get the Harris certificate for 60,000, there's a max bonus of 150,000. So really you got 185,000 with the Harris certificate. And I'm not gonna overcook your grits, but let me just show you the real numbers. 60,000 out of pocket gives you a $185,000 trading account day one. And so the first year, if you double that, that's 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. Are you entertained? Because it is a game. There's Chris. That's Chris Miles, my buddy right there. And I think Chris is overseas somewhere. Chris, I'm glad you jumped on this stream. So just for Chris, everybody, I'm going to redo this. I'm going to talk about this, but I'm not going to go through the whole Bible dissertation. Chris, these are the certificates that I was telling you about. And Chris Miles, if you would type in the chat room where you are in the world right now, because I'm bragging on you right now. This is a brilliant brother of mine, super handsome guy, travels all over the world, contractor, is doing amazing work all over the world. And Chris texted me just this morning and he said, Mike, the video that you sent me, it won't play. So I'm sure he's somewhere in the world where he doesn't have access to YouTube, but he's right here on Facebook, which is amazing. So Chris, here's the certificates I was telling you about. And I'm going to go back through this time for Chris's benefit, and I'm going to give y'all the real numbers. So if you get this Hermes certificate, Chris, it has a $1,125 bonus in it. As a matter of fact, I actually need to pull up my live back office because I want to show you the actual real numbers instead of just giving you the pretend numbers. Because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to low key the numbers. I don't want to scare anybody off, but I do want to give you the concept of how the certificates works. Al Murray says you get better at the game with practice. That's right. I need Al Murray on the stream right now. But let me go ahead and sign in here, and I'm going to show you the actual certificates in real time. So just a little bit about our company. We are a blockchain-based referral organization, and we show people how to grow their money using blockchain technology and cryptocurrency. So in our back office here, once I get this pulled up, I'm going to show you these actual certificates in your back office, and I'm going to tell you how to use them because the key to the money game, according to Patrick Bet-David, the video we watched earlier, you simply need some cash. You got to have some money, and you've got to learn how to double the money in a system that makes it simple to do so. You can't work fast enough to double your money, so you need a system that will double your money. So what I'm going to do right now is actually go into my back office and show you a system that doubles your money with these things called metaverse portfolio certificates. So here are the certificates right here. I'm just pulling this up. And it'll show you the Hermes certificate, Chris. It's right here. And it's $2,000 that you're putting to work. So if you've got $2,000 that you can be without for a little while, a few months, grab this certificate. Now it comes with the bonus of $1,125. So that is going to add to your load of 1,000. You're going to have $2,125. And the game now is we're back into the game. The game is to double your money from this certificate that you put to work for you. So first year, second year, third year, fourth year, fifth year, sixth year, seventh year, eighth year, and ninth year. 9 years, 9 doubles, it puts you over $1 million. Now I'm going to run ahead here and go to a much higher certificate. And the person that's sharing this with you, they're going to actually show you that inside of 6 years, you can eclipse that $1 million. But that's not the purpose of this presentation, is to show you the doubles. Now with this Harris certificate, I really like it because it's a $35,000 load. It's $60,000 out of your pocket, but you get a bonus of $37,500. So that's actually $72,500 in that certificate. $72,500. So let's double that one. $72,500, and let's start doubling. So you start with 60,000, but you got 72,500 to start with. So 72,500. That's what you start with. You only put in 60, but the bonus system and structure that's built into the certificate gives you 72,500. All right, so here we go.
Man, that brings us to the end, man. But hey, that got me caught up. They got me caught up, Fabo. I mean, I'm saying just straight up, man. Hey, listen, we're gonna end it. We're gonna end it right there, man, because we got the power call 10:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, man. Y'all listen. Join us on the power call. Consider connecting with us. I mean, I know you see the energy. It don't just come from anywhere. You understand what I'm saying? Everybody get 24 hours. If you're saying you don't have time for the spirit of the truth, think about what you're saying. Shout out to
Right.
the
You're not
family.
making time. You got the time. You're just not making the time.
Period point.
Because you got 24 hours. Sleep money. Let's
Let's
go.
go, bruh. Let's go.
Let's go.
Recording stopped.